Rules of retirement benefits. So these are how they're collected. This is a Social Security benefit statement. And so, your benefit is really based off the best 35 years. And you need 10 years of work, 10 years of work to qualify, which is basically 40 credits. You get 4 credits a year times 10 years is 40. So this will show you have to go on SSA.gov now. I used to get these benefits and their benefit statements in the mail, which is pretty crazy, right? I'm not collecting for probably 30 years or so, and I would get a paper statement in the mail. And you think about how many millions of people were probably getting these, and it just didn't make sense for someone my age. And so now that that's gone away, you have to set up an account on SSA.gov. You can run these benefit calculators. And I think be mindful of running these estimates, because what will happen is, let's just say you're 62, you want to retire, but you're not going to collect till your full retirement age. It will plug in what you made last year in 63, 64, 65, and 66, leading up to retirement. So, or full retirement age, you have to plug in 0 and make sure that that's accurate. It may or may not change the benefit, but that's something that I'd be mindful of. And then the cost of living adjustment. So it was 3.2% in 2024. It looks like it's been confirmed at 2.5% for 2025. Rules of retirement benefits. So when you look at spousal benefits, survivor benefits, I can kind of go through a couple of the items that need to happen, right? For spousal benefits, you have to be married for at least 1 year and age 62. The other spouse has to begin collecting their individual benefits. And so as of April 30th, 2016, the file and suspend option was eliminated. And so that was pretty amazing. I was obviously around when we were implementing that strategy for certain clients. They would get to their full retirement age, they would file and suspend their personal benefit. It would allow their spouse to collect on their spousal benefits, but then their personal benefit to grow. So then when it hit age 70, they would switch over and now start collecting that higher benefit at age 70. So that is unfortunately no longer an option, but we did utilize it for several clients that it applied to. And eligible to collect 50% of the spouse's benefit at full retirement age. So if the spouse can collect on, the one spouse, their benefit is $3,000, and the one with the lower benefit wants to collect spousal benefits, they can collect $1,500 when they're full retirement age. Survivor benefits. So a surviving spouse can receive the deceased spouse benefit if they were married for at least 9 months, they're at least 60 years old, and they have not remarried prior to age 60. And the divorced spousal ones, very similar to the other spousal benefits, but they were married for at least 10 years. The divorced spouse is currently unmarried. They're both 62. The important thing is the ex-spouse does not have to file. The ex-spouse does not have to file beyond 2 years after divorce. So if it's been 2 years after the divorce, the ex-spouse does not have had to file for the other spouse to begin collecting on their benefits. And, that is kind of an obvious reason, right? The ex-spouse doesn't have to claim their benefits first to impact the one that might want to collect on theirs, right? So they're ex-spouses maybe for a reason. And so obviously you don't want them to spite them and delay benefits to potentially impact the one that wants to collect. And they're also not notified. And it has no impact on the one spouse's benefits either. So obviously this isn't everything about Social Security, but I think what you're seeing is things that get complex, right? And so there's no one size fits all. I think that's the beauty of what Steve and I do, is every person is their own situation. Every person is their own, kind of unique opportunity to plan for. And so that's part of the overall financial plan, is Social Security is a piece of that. And so sometimes it's hard to look at things in a silo and just address Social Security. It's like, well, how does everything else fit into this picture? And so usually it's, let's look at everything, because it's going to help us make a more informed decision around Social Security and what makes the most sense. We do have access to Social Security experts. I'm certainly not one. And so, we have partners that we work with that we're able to give them information around our clients or prospective clients. Hey, this is the situation. Here's the benefits. Can you give us more clarity on what they're eligible for? Or, you can see these government pension offset or windfall elimination provision. If you have a government pension, it can be impacted, right? And so we want to make sure that we have very clear understanding of benefits and when people might be collecting, and if pensions are going to be impacted or Social Security will be, then that's factored into the overall financial plan. We don't want surprises happening later. Social Security is taxed based off provisional income. And so the way that you get there is your adjusted gross income. So that's going to include IRA distributions, any wages, pension income, plus tax exempt interest, and then plus half your Social Security benefits. So if you're married filing jointly, if you make less than 32,000, benefits are not taxed, right? When you add up all the provisional income and then half the Social Security, under 32,000, benefits are not taxed. If you make between, as a couple, 32,000 and 44,000, up to 50% of the benefits can be taxed. And then if you make over 44,000 as a couple and 44,000 as a couple, then up to 85% can become taxable. And that's on the federal side. It's not state taxable, but not 100% of your benefits can become taxable, only 85%.